And we are back with another timeless moment. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Russell. This is our first sequel to a timeless moment. This is something different.
Timeless moments.
Timeless moments. It's like a saga.
Is that what you would say?
It's turning into a saga. How many?
The conclusion to the saga.
Conclusion to the saga? Is it just a two-parter?
I think this is it.
It's a mini-series.
I think if we squeeze 3 episodes out of this, we're
doing what Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit did with the movies.
Too much. Trying to squeeze too much juice out of that lemon.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we probably should just introduce this.
So if you recap the previous one in case.
Yeah, if you don't know, last week we did an episode on our timeless moments about fake Panini seals, and the premise behind it was that somebody was taking cards, and in this particular instance that was highlighted and then admitted to, cracking them out of PSA slabs, putting them into one-touches, putting the Panini seal onto it. And I think that the basis of the reason was because that would increase the resale price. So then
perceptions. It was a perception thing, right?
Yeah, and so that the buyer would think that it hadn't been sent to grading. So then in the back of your mind, you're like, I can buy this raw, I can send it to PSA, make a bit of money out of the grading process.
Can I quickly just to say, because it took us a little while to establish it.
Yeah.
The cards are genuine. They're not
Correct.
fake. They are not fake cards.
The scam
is ripping them out of the slab, putting them in a one-touch and making it look like Panini have directly sent those as encased cards.
Correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the scam is just basically using fake Panini seals.
Yeah.
So I think the part that I wanted to do the follow-up with you about is that the lingering question in my mind was that in the post, it was intimated or it was said that this is normal practice and this happens frequently.
Yep.
So my feeling was, how often does this happen? Because I'm not aware that this is something that is commonly and continuously happening. So that's just to set up where this episode is. So I put up 2 posts. I put up one on our own Facebook page.
Yep. Got a couple of comments there.
And I also put one up onto Sports Cards Nonsense. And I think that the benefit of using is not the right word, but posting onto Sports Cards Nonsense.
It's the bigger community, right?
They have very interactive people that like to get their opinions out and off their chest. I also put it onto Instagram, and I think that this is we can run through those ones too. So
yeah, for sure.
And there's a bit of like unintended comedy in some of that too. All right, so I'm not going to sit here and read every single comment that was put up. However, I have highlighted a few.
And I also some summary data,
and I summarized it. So just so that we're not going to be here for the next 25 minutes just going through a post. I think that's kind of boring.
Yeah.
So 6 people said, and also too, I've sort of summarized it down to the keywords. So they might not have exactly said not acceptable.
We're paraphrasing.
But they've said that, no, it's not right. So 6 people said not acceptable.
Yep.
Which I think is a good baseline to start with. And that's probably like the reason why that I put that there.
Yep.
5 people said it was fraud, which I think is a really interesting
word
approach to sort of, take this to, because like fraud implies a crime has been committed.
Yes. I feel like it's false and misleading information. It's not in nature. I don't think it's...
But fraud also implies more than just trickery or a little bit of underhandedness. It sort of implies that, a rule has been broken, or, you've done something that could result in further action being taken. So, you know what I mean? Like, for me, sort of fraud is like, the next sort of bit along, which...
But we are talking about a Panini sticker that wasn't issued by Panini. So the fraud claim has some weight, I think. Yeah.
And I think now's probably the good time to go to the first comment that I wanted to highlight here. So this is from, excuse my pronunciation on this one's, Shell BB Stirs Mitchell. Panini America has been notified, and I'm hoping they take it seriously and work on a watermark for their stickers. This is absolutely wrong and concerning. As a high-end investor in sports cards, this can affect value of a card, especially if said dealer is also using other ways to fix or repair cards. Then out these stickers on, or put these stickers on, I think it should have said. Put your own company sticker on and don't mislead or company a major company sticker. And so I think this is interesting also to go back to the last episode that we just did.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we were sort of talking about with these stickers that you can fake. And
Yeah.
even if a company does improve their watermark on the sticker, then, part of the problem is then the people who do the counterfeits can then just, make it better. But
well, yeah, we spoke about yeah.
I suppose the root cause of it, though, it's not really, the thing about that sticker is that it's not a watermark sticker. It's literally just a sticker that says Panini. And so it could be very easily reprinted. I think that's something that's also like come to my realization now. Like, it's literally just a sticker and
Yeah,
nothing else.
there's no crazy conspiracy that some mastermind has
No.
found the font to write Panini on a sticker
No.
with. Yeah.
But anyway, it's good that she notified, assuming it's a she, sorry.
So, yeah.
It's good that they have notified Panini.
Yeah.
I would also say, please don't live in hope, because my understanding of Panini's follow-up to this type of stuff is like they give 0 Fs,
Yeah.
and you probably won't even get a reply to your email that you've taken the time to very carefully craft and write. So
Yeah. You would have got a generic automated response.
I doubt you would even get an automated response, mate. I reckon it would just go straight through to the junk mail filter.
Fair.
2 people said it's either not seen or it's not normal, which is, I would fit into
it.
that. So let's call it 3 people. 1 person have seen it before. There was something in the comments, and I'm not too sure if it got deleted, but someone made a passing comment that it's normal in China. So I'm not too sure if this is something that's, routinely happens in China, and that you crack cards and put them on. Yeah, don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, don't know the basis of that comes from.
4 people said it's misleading.
I agree.
Now, this next one is something that I think, and these next 2 points is probably where my mindset is actually moved on to. It's weird, but it's not an issue unless the card is fake. Now, 2 people said that.
I see where that person's coming from. Well, those people are coming from. Because that's why I wanted, but that's why at the beginning of the episode and last week, we just needed to draw some focus into the fact that the cards we're talking about are real basketball cards.
Yeah.
Like they're Steph Curry's, right? So the fact that it's a legit Steph Curry patch auto is important here.
But I'm going to attach a huge caveat onto that, and I'll work through that now, and that's moving on to the next one. And 2 people said raw is raw. Yeah. And I think this is where we need to go back to on this. I think my takeaway from this whole scenario is that the stickers don't mean anything. And the root cause of this problem is that as collectors, we have now attached a premium to the Panini seal. And actually, that's where the problem lies.
Subconsciously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's actually the problem. If you think about it logically, there's nothing about the Panini seal that says that the card is in better condition. It's not raw graded. It's literally just a seal. And actually, this is an N=1 experience, but this is my experience with Panini seals. I had a De'Aaron Fox Donruss Optic rookie card come back from them.
Yep.
I can't remember the scenario, but I had one in my collection. I sent it directly to PSA because I was like, this has come directly from Panini. It's got the Panini seal on it. It's all going to be good. Came back PSA 9. So like, there's nothing about
that says it's going to be a 10.
A 10. So I think, and this is so stupid now that like you sort of think about it in these ways. So then take it back to weird. It's not an issue, but unless the card is fake. Like I think at the root cause of this, I'm not saying we are the problem, but I think the problem is
the assumptions and the unverified conclusions are part of the problem.
Yeah.
Can I go to the next one? The raw is raw. It's not raw though. They were graded.
Yeah, well,
that's the thing.
Well, that's the idiotic part of this scenario is that someone actually took them out of the slabs, which is
because it's like it's not raw is raw.
That's the most frustrating part.
They weren't 10s.
Yeah,
but we all know that
they were authentic cards. Yeah.
If you take them out of the slab, unless it's a 10, the only time having the slab adds value is if it's a 10. And I've spoken with people outside the hobby. They're like, oh, that's a slabbed one. I said, it's a 9. And they're like, but that means nearly perfect. But do you know what 9 means? It's not a 10. And that's unfortunately
that's a separate issue altogether.
Correct. Yeah. But that's where we are. And that's why people rip it out of the slab. Because if it's not a 10, it may as well be raw. Anyway, that could be the prequel to this mini-series saga.
I don't think we'll ever finish that series though, will we?
It's called The Never-Ending Story. But
Ryan Churowski, it's intentionally misleading as generally you would think a Panini sealed one touch is direct from a redemption, which might cause buyers to be less sensitive on condition inspection or even potentially hide counterfeit copies. No bueno. So yeah, that is a very
Potential
nice.
to hide the counterfeit stuff.
It's a very nice summary.
Yeah. But going back, these are legitimate cards.
Yep. Bradley Fultz, been going on since companies started using cases and stickers. And actually, I would believe that to be true. I seriously doubt that the Panini sticker is the first one that's being reproduced. The problem is collectors look at the cases and stickers as more than what they really are. Companies only use cases to make a product look more premium, and the sticker just keeps the case from popping open. There's nothing more than raw cards in a one touch. They're not factory sealed and should be treated as raw. Always assume a card has been opened or case swapped. The case should not add any value. It's just a one touch.
Great
And
point. Yeah, great
maybe
point.
what I was talking about before and where I landed on this is actually just stealing Bradley Fultz's words, because I could not agree with that more. And I feel like, again, this is like my learning that I've taken away from this particular topic. It's like, they're not worth shit, basically.
Yep. Yeah. Is that what's the next one? Armando Gal? If he tells you he added the sticker, what's the big deal? I purchased a set of mag stickers from eBay and it included the Panini sticker. When selling a card, the buyer asked me about the sticker that I had on the mag. I told him I simply added it to keep the mag from opening it. He understood, purchased the card still. Honestly, that's what I thought the purpose of the sticker was. To cover up the ugly dot, to brand it however, but it's just to stop it from opening.
Yeah, I think that...
in general, but I'm sure some people put a sticker on it with other purpose.
This fits into the same scenario, but the difference in these two scenarios is that one person is saying...
transparency.
It's a sticker that I purchased, and the other person neglected to mention that or didn't mention it or whatever that it was. So, yeah.
Yeah. There's intentional deceit behind the original scenario.
All right. So it's clear to me that you can easily buy Panini seals. They're on eBay.
Yep.
I did a 10-minute search and I found some. So that will definitely verify what Armando just said to us.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, look, my own bias here is I really hate stickers on one touches. Like, it is literally something that grinds my gears into the grounds when breakers put stickers on these one touches. And
I'm just not a fan of one touches.
I love one touches from GTI. Like, I
do like those ones, but in general, I'm not a one touch.
That's the other thing
person.
too. I would generally replace one touches that get posted out to me, because generally they'll have stuff on them, or they've got sticker residue, like whatever,
scratched, whatever. Yeah.
And so actually, one touches are great for displaying and storing your cards when not moving them,
not for transporting them.
Definitely not transporting, and then also GTI is fine to transport them because your card is actually protected in it.
Sure, yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
So yeah, anyway, my next note that I wrote into this is DMs from Riley Waterfall. He sent me through evidence of another dealer who was using fake Panini seals. So if you go to our Instagram post, we will talk more about this. Collector Luke, if they've done a good job with the sticker, made it convincing, is the only way you can find out by searching the same card to come up if they're sealed. So what he means by that is you have to find out if that's how the card was released or not.
Yeah.
So that's the easy way to do it. So yeah, that's really good common sense advice there, Collector Luke. So thank you for that. D Rose Collective, incredibly shady behavior, and this person should be named and shamed. So again, all of this was on Sports Cards Addicts. And we also named the person once they wrote their comment into it. But again, this is not the purpose of the content. The purpose is to talk about this from a larger perspective issue than one person. We also admitted all of the name calling that went on within all of the posts. We've deliberately read past all that stuff because, again, that's not what our prerogative here is to do.
Yeah.
Cade Collector, he was on a Facebook group and he owned up to the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. Yep, so that's all done. Gate Coast Display Greatness. Okay, that is a crazy name. Absolutely deceptive behavior. Otherwise, why do it? 100%. If you're doing this and you're not admitting to it, it's just deceptive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put your own sticker on there. Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Bangman Breaks, John and Michaels, la la la, they all do it. Troublesome cards, dodgy behavior. What's stopping them producing fake cards with penny seals and selling them as legitimate? I think that's another step altogether. I think if you're producing cards, that's a completely different ball game. And yes, I think it's unfair to connect those two dots.
It's.
Al Thompson, are we talking about? I might even just abbreviate this down to RP, this next name. You can go onto Instagram and read it, but we don't need to say this on the podcast. From Cardland Hobby Deluxe Cards, one of the biggest pages in Europe, or the recent exposure of two big collectors in Australia, or this one. I then replied, basically, I'm not trying to focus on anyone in particular. And then ironically, Deluxe Hobbies popped into the comments. I don't know how he found out this was being mentioned about. Don't imagine things. I have nothing to do with it. Think before you write things. These slander. These are Chinese sellers. So again, that's where the Chinese thing comes back in. Eli L replies, Righto, Rano. And interestingly, that's who I got screenshots about.
Yeah.
And then the person who was Rano was actually confessing and explaining how he would purchase low-end cards with Panini seals on it, take that off very carefully, and then reapply it to a higher-end card. Clearly, this is not a one-off thing that is done. And then doing a Google search around this particular name, Rano, they have been called out on other pages, and it looks to me like they've been removed too. So he went on to say, don't slander me, la, 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 la. These cards have got nothing to do with it. But that's correct. These two cards were just stock photos that I found with Panini seals on it. That's why I put it onto the Instagram post. So interesting deniability there on his part, considering he admitted it in screenshots, but whatever.
It's pretty funny.
All right, that's it. We're done. Adam, final thoughts. What's your takeaways from all of this shenanigans?
I'm going to borrow one of the quotes.
Hit me.
Weird, but not an issue unless the card's fake.
Yeah.
I get why people are trying to be... what the intent behind it.
Yeah.
I obviously have a lot more concerns about the authenticity of cards. So, yeah, I think raw is raw, and you should be... the sticker on that's in at the top of a one touch probably shouldn't sway your view on the card that's in the case.
I think that I might just ask you if you can clarify that statement just a little bit, because it almost sounds like you're either downplaying or saying it's not an issue, but you don't.
Oh, no. I'm saying I think fake cards are a bigger issue.
Fake, yeah.
Right? I think fake cards are a massive issue.
But faking the sticker, you still think that's bad behavior, yeah?
I think it's unethical behavior.
Yeah.
I think it's misleading behavior.
Yeah.
But I also think that people draw their own conclusions, which is why this behavior is being conducted.
Yeah, but that's why the person did that, because they were playing into people's assumptions and then tricking them.
Yeah, true. And
right.
I don't like anyone in our hobby trying to mislead other people.
Correct.
But it's also something we educate everybody about. Doing your research and having an understanding of the hobby.
Yeah, look, I think, for me, this is no debate about this. The person that did the behavior, it was done intentionally and deceptively, as was the second example that came up also in PMs.
Agreed.
It's very deliberate. It was
deliberate to increase the actual...
The only reason you're
doing
it
on
is to make
card.
your return on investment higher. And it's as simple as that. I think that probably my end takeaway from this, though, is that it basically means now that there's no increased value in the Panini seal. And I think someone that is trying to tell you that
is trying to mislead you.
No, I don't think they're trying to mislead you, but I think you just have to respectfully disagree with them.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And so I think you just have to be kind of like, look, this is nothing more than a raw card. It doesn't increase the card's value. And I think more importantly, it doesn't guarantee that the card is in better condition. I think that's the real takeaway.
The only thing from for sure is that the card's not going to come out of the one touch in the mail because there's a sticker.
You can put it into a bag. The one touch into a bag. It's fine.
It's not. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks, Ad.
Thank you for this lovely 2-part timeless moment.
Oh, mate.
We wrapped it up. I'm sure there'll be more.
It's nothing more than we like than scams. Come on. We live for this stuff.
For this clickbaity bits. No. But yes, Thanks. Until the next one, thank you for another timeless moment.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.